Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Kat's Cooking Kitchen, where today I am taking a regular buttermilk biscuit recipe and I'm going to turn them into a keto biscuit recipe. And I'll be using my King Arthur Keto Wheat baking flour. Measures 1-to-1 sugar, or flour, 1-to-1 flour. So we're going to see. I did read a tip that said if I was making biscuits that they increased the liquid by 25%. Well, we're going to see if we need it or not. Now, believe it or not, let me tell you, I got this at Walmart for $8.88, I believe. Don't count the pennies on me. I might be wrong off on that, but I'm pretty sure it was $8.88 for 1 pound. If you go to Amazon, it's going to be 15 something. I know. Never really had that happen where Amazon was so much more money. But I went today at our local Huntington store and they had 2. So I got 2 new bags of this because I knew I was going to be making some biscuits. And 2 cups is a lot. So we're using 2 cups, not quite, 2 cups of the Keto Wheat baking flour by King Arthur. There we go. Got ahead of myself and almost didn't measure out enough. So there we have the flour. I don't even know why I closed that. I'm going to need what little bits left and some of my new bag for dusting. Okay. So we're going to set my oven, or we're going to get it set for 400 degrees and let it get preheated. I have my iron skillet here. I haven't greased it yet, but that's what we're going to put it in. I have the nicest little iron skillet with the little lip on it, just for like baking biscuits or frying eggs or whatever. Can't find it. Can't find it anywhere. So I'm looking for it. Okay, so now we need baking flour, or baking soda, baking powder, and salt in this recipe, and one tablespoon of granulated sugar. I'm going ahead and use regular. Normally I would use my Swerve or my monk fruit from Lancanto, but the sugar was out, so I just put it in there. It'll work just as well. 1 tablespoon of sugar divided between 12 biscuits. I mean, I don't, next time I'll probably make it the right way. And then we also need a tablespoon of baking powder. Baking powder. There's 1 tablespoon of baking powder. That we're done with. I think it's 1 teaspoon baking soda. Oh no, it's 1/4. I got the wrong one. 1/4. And a teaspoon of salt. Seems like plenty of salt, but I've never made biscuits with sugar in them before, so I'm going to see. Usually it's just buttermilk, Crisco, and self-rising flour. How I make mine when I'm not making them keto. But And a teaspoon of salt. Now I'm just going to get that all mixed and combined pretty well. And for the last almost 30 minutes, it said at least 15 to 20 minutes, they wanted you to freeze your butter. 6 tablespoons of butter. But they say to shred it into, and then mix it, blend it with a pastry knife. Well, if you grate it in, it's slivers. You really don't need to do that. But what I did was cut mine up into little tiny bites, sized pieces. And it is good and cold. Should have done it in my... You know what, I think... Well, now I do need my pastry cutter because my butter's so hard. If I'd have been thinking... I'm going to use my handy dandy little chopper over here. I am going to make a mess. Dump that batch out. I'm going to have such a mess to clean up when I close this out. Okay, there's that. Few pieces. I don't even know why I'm rinsing my fingers off. They're going to get pretty dirty here in a minute. Okay. Oh, there's a couple big ones in here, but boy, that came out nicely. Okay. And again, I gotta rinse at least one hand off. You ought to see me in here when I'm not doing a video. I have flour and stuff everywhere. Now we have 1 cup of buttermilk. And I didn't have buttermilk, so I added a tablespoon of white vinegar. And then I filled it to the cup measure with my whole milk. And we're going to mix and mix and mix. And it's going to be sticky. So I don't think I need to add any more liquid. We'll see. We'll see how these turn out. Hopefully these are going to be very, very good to eat. Now, get some of this stuff out of my way. And I'll need a packet of flour, because what I've got left will not be enough. I'm going to take my skillet out of the way. Set that off to the side. And there's probably maybe 2 tablespoons left of that. Pile of it here. And now we're just gonna pat this down real. My decals. I went through this the other day with this thing. Didn't want to dig out my scissors with my dirty hands, so there we go. Now, I'm going to pour this out. And we're going to knead this. Going to take more flour. Why it turns gray, but it does. Now I'm going to pat this down. It's probably only an inch. That's what I'm going to do. Right here. And straight down. I have to spray the inside of my can, I think. These won't stick. I don't have to spray it. I'm going to use some Crisco. My greasy fingers in there. I'm going to place our biscuits in there. Maybe I should use my real biscuit cutter. This is what I always have used. Well, it said a dozen, but I'm not getting a dozen out of mine. Okay, now we're just gonna get our sprout dough, work it again. Try and get it the same depth as the other. Come on through, but you're on tape. This is my husband Dave. He's been working in our garage. Say hi.
Hi, everybody.
He's been busy. We've been busy. I got trees to prune, but it's kind of cool and windy out there right now, so I'm kind of waiting. I got 6, 7. I got 8 biscuits all together. I'm going to wash my hands real quick. And we're going to bake them for 10 to 12 minutes at 400 degrees. And when they come out, I'm going to brush the tops with butter. So, also, while you're gone, I can clean up my mess. Or somebody has to. I guess that would be me. So hang in there, everybody. We'll be back in about a shake of a lamb's tail for you. 12 minutes for me. Thanks for watching. Remember, you're watching Kat's Cooking Kitchen. Find me on YouTube and Facebook. If you want to get a hold of me, YouTube is the best way to get a hold of me. I get those messages right away. Be right back. Hey, welcome back. Hope these taste as good as they smell and look. Last thing we're going to do, oh, by the way, they were not done in 12 minutes. I wondered, because I baked my biscuits at 450. This said 400, so I did it. It took an extra 5 minutes to get this. Now we're just going to slather the tops with butter. And we'll have a little melted butter left over, so you can just use that. A smart woman would let these cool for 10 minutes. But, you know me. I am very impatient. I want to see right away. But I will get a plate. Because, as you can tell, I cleaned up my mess. But let me tell you something. I just scrubbed my stove and I dumped some flour. There's another batch. Now I have to do my knobs all over again because I got flour all over them. So let's see. Let's take this one. Hope they're done. We'll find out in a minute. Oh, I'm not sure they are. Not the way that poked. Well, I guess they are. Now I'm going to use a fork because they are so hot. Oh my God. You have to remember that this is keto wheat flour. And it's I don't know. Maybe that's why they turn gray. I don't know, but you know, flour. I have my all-purpose flour, it's wheat flour, and it doesn't turn gray. I tried this experiment today because I promised my husband biscuits and gravy for lunch. Well, it's 3 o'clock almost. So it's going to be dinner. But you get it torn apart. It's stuck together. I did cut it all the way through. Look at that. Put some big old scoop of sausage gravy on there later. And another good thing about making my biscuits, these will be moved to a platter, and I will use this skillet to make the gravy in before I even wash it from the biscuits, because trust me, there's nothing left in that skillet. I mean, there's nothing. They pop right out of there. They are beautiful. Okay, that's my recipe. I'll put it on YouTube. I'll write everything down that I did. I might make another video today of the gravy I'm making. I'm using some frozen sausage links I have. They've been up here for a while, so I need to get them used up. And they're just banquet brown and serve sausage links. I'll grind them up in my newly washed chopper. Got all the flour and stuff off of that too. So we are good to go. Again, thank you so much for tuning in to Kat's Cooking Kitchen here on YouTube or Facebook. You might find me on Facebook. If you do watch me on YouTube, it would be greatly appreciated if you would go down and hit the subscribe button and click the bell if you would like to see any more of my videos. Of course, if you're not interested, please don't. Or else you'll be annoyed by my drop-ins all the time when I do cook. So today it was buttermilk biscuits turned keto. I will figure out the carb count on them before I post it, and it'll be in the description. So thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. I hope to see you again real soon. And again, goodbye from Kat's Cooking Kitchen.